Hello, seventh grade college and career awareness class. I'm so happy to be able to talk with you and to present some things about me and myself. I'm looking forward to you guys learning about this, about college and careers, and the importance of being able to prepare for your future. I was born and raised in St. George, Utah. I've had some really interesting jobs over my lifetime. I used to be a professional kidnapper where I would go around the country. I've been in almost all 50 states, and I've kids that were like into drugs and running away from their home. Their parents would call us up, and there's a company I worked for, and they would hire us to come to their house in the middle of the night, pick up their kid, and take them to some kind of drug rehab. That's one of the interesting jobs I've done. The first job I ever had, I worked at Paula's Mexican restaurant. I started out making tacos, and then they moved me to washing dishes. I washed dishes for a lot of years, all through high school, and then I graduated high school and I got my first job that is like my big job, my grown-up job. After high school, I did construction with Ents Construction. I did insulation. It was the worst job I've ever done. I'd be in these hot attics for hours at a time, and I remember coming down and nearly passing out. It was just so hot in St. George. The attics get like 120 degrees, 140 degrees in the summer. It was really miserable. In high school, I had no desire to ever go to college. I just wasn't that type of kid. My mom and dad were both. My mom had a daycare. My dad had a construction business. And so I was just going to do construction when I grew up. So I had no desire to go to college. So after I did construction and doing insulation, I looked at my friends who were at college and I said, that is the life. So at age 19, I decided that, hey, I'm going to try this school thing. And so I went up to UVU and I took some tests, and what I didn't know about the tests were UVU is an open school. Like, anybody with a heartbeat can go there. In high school, I wasn't a good student. I had a horrible GPA. I really hated school. So I really can relate to some of you guys that hate school. My mom was a single mom with 7 kids, and she just never even cared what we did. I was gone for a week one time on a motorcycle, and she didn't even know I was gone. So I could just do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and it was just a pretty sweet gig. But at the same time, I didn't care about my grades. I never did well. So I had a horrible GPA in high school. I didn't even think I could ever make it to college. So when I got accepted to college, it was a pretty big deal, and I was really happy. I'm happy to say that I was not the same kind of kid in college. I'm a big cheapskate, so I took everything really seriously. I didn't waste any of my money, and for the first time in my life, I got really good grades. Even though I got good grades, there's still a certain price you have to pay when you go to college with doing poorly in high school. And that price for me was I had to basically start over with math. In high school, the last class I took was as a sophomore. So I took 2 years of math in high school, and then I quit doing math. And so in college, I was behind. I had to take over classes that I should have been learning in high school. And because I'd taken such a long break, I had to start over in my math knowledge. And so that's one of the mistakes I made that I wish I would have took 4 years of math in high school. Then right when I jumped into college, I could take one class and then be done. I got my associate's degree from UVSC, now it's called UVU, and then I went to SUU to get my bachelor's degree. After I got my bachelor's degree, I started to work, and I had a really hard time finding jobs. Most of the jobs I wanted to do with my degree in psychology didn't pay that much. And so I interviewed and I struggled finding a job that I really liked. And eventually I just decided that, hey, look, I got to go back to school again to get a master's degree because there's nothing that pays me enough for my degree. So I went back to Utah State University to get a master's degree in school counseling. It took me 2 years, and I'm so glad I made the decision. I'm so happy to be able to work here as a school counselor. I love this job. It's a great job. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm married with 2 kids. One of my kids has autism, I like to do a variety of activities. I've done a full distance Ironman. For those who don't know what an Ironman entails, it's 2.4 mile swim. It's 112-mile bike ride. That's St. George to Las Vegas, riding your bike. And then a 26-mile marathon after that. So I did it in 14 hours and 44 minutes. It's a pretty big accomplishment. I'm really happy and proud about that. I like the outdoors. Every summer I go camping and hiking, and I usually do some whitewater rafting. So I just stuff like that. I just love the outdoors, love the wilderness, love spending time with my family, and that's pretty much me.